Hello everyone, this is the platform of KVSRO Jabalpur and here I am with you on the online classes. Today we are going to have our English class for class 7th. Chapter 1, the 3 questions. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Jigyasa Gubrele, Digit English from KV number 3, Saga. Children, this is the book, Honeycomb, textbook in English for class 7, from which we are going to read the chapter 1. The 3 questions. It's a story written by Leo Tolstoy, a famous writer. Here you see, children, the question the king is thinking about. He is very much interested to know about the answers of 3 questions. Do you want to know the questions which he want the answer for? Let's see. Yes, the 3 questions, as I told you earlier, is a beautiful story by Leo Tolstoy, written in 1885. Once a king sought answers to 3 questions. And the questions are, when is the best time to do each thing? Who are the most important people to work with? What is the most important thing to do at all time? So once again, shall we repeat the questions? First of all, question number 1. The king wanted to know the answer of the question, when is the best time to do each thing? Who are the most important people to work with? What is the most important thing to do at all time? Let's begin with the story and see, did he get the answer to these 3 questions? Yes, children, here's the story. As I told you earlier, the story is 3 questions. First of all, we'll read the first part. So let us begin. You see the 3 questions here, 1, 2 and 3. Let's begin. The thought came to a certain king that he would never fail if he knew 3 things. These 3 things were, what is the right time to begin something? Which people should he listen to? What is the most common thing for him to do? So children, these are the very normal questions which we are all interested in. We are all worried whenever we want to begin some work. Like, coming to the first question once again. What is the right time to begin something? Which people should he listen to? What is the most important thing for him to do? The king, therefore, sent messengers throughout his kingdom, promising a large sum of money to anyone who would answer these 3 questions. So, what did the king do? The king sent messengers throughout his kingdom. And what did he do to get the answers? He promised a large sum of money to anyone who would answer these 3 questions. Children, I hope you have the book with you. If you don't, never mind. You can just follow the text here which I have covered for you. Now see what happened when the king sent his messengers throughout his kingdom. Many wise men came to the king, but they all answered his questions differently. Means they didn't give the answer which was satisfactory for the king. In reply to the first question, do you remember the question? Coming back here, what is the right time to begin something? So, what did the people answer to him? In reply to the first question, some said the king must prepare a timetable and then follow it strictly. Do you follow the timetable strictly? Yes, sometimes. No? We don't follow the timetable strictly, though we make a timetable very nicely for home. but we don't follow it. Only in this way, they said, could he do everything at its proper time? So what do you let us see what the people said, that king must prepare a timetable and then he could do everything at its proper time. What do you think? Yes, I think that it's the correct way. Some others said that it was impossible to decide in advance the right time for doing something. Yes, that's also true. It's impossible to decide in advance what is the right time for doing something. So the king should notice all that was going on, avoid foolish pleasures, and always do whatever seemed necessary at that time. Yet others said that the king needed a council of wise men who would help him act at the proper time. So king listened to all the people who were telling him the things that he should do. This was because the men who find it impossible to decide correctly without help from others the right time for every action. So it is true, children, that when it comes to following a timetable, it's very difficult for us to follow it. But who helps us to follow the timetable? Sometimes our teacher, mostly at school that is strictly followed. But at home, what are you going to do at home? At home you have to follow the timetable, but mothers and fathers, means your parents, they have to be there to help you out with the timetable. Nowadays you are doing this same thing in the lockdown period. So let's see what happened further. But then others said that there were some things which could be urgent. These things could not wait for decision of the council. Council, children, let's see the meaning of council. A council is a group of people chosen to give advice or to make rules. So in king's kingdom there are people who advise him to work better for the kingdom, to plan out things for the kingdom, and the group of people is known as a council who help the king to work out in his kingdom. These things could not wait for the decision of the council. Yes, means you can't, when you have to take decision at a time, you can't wait for the council to decide or wait for them to answer what should be done. In order to decide the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future. And only magicians could do that. The king therefore would have to go to the magicians. So first they said that the timetable should be made, council should be taken care of, but then the other people's view, it was very different. They told that the king should go to the magicians because the magicians can tell the future, what will happen in future. In the answers to the second question, some said that the people most necessary to the king were his counselors. Others said the priests, a few others chose the doctors, and yet others said that his soldiers were the most necessary. So you remember the second question, children? The second question was, who are the most necessary people for the king to talk to whom he should go to when he is in a problem. So what did the answer we get? What the king got the answer? Let's see. Some said that the king should go to his counselors. We knew the word council, and now comes the counselors. Who are the counselors? The members of the council. A council is a group of people chosen to give advice, and counselors are the people of that group. Others said the priests. Priests, the people who pray. A few others chose the doctors. All of you know who are the doctors? Yes, the people who are there to help us just now in this period of lockdown, the people who are helping, working out for us. And yet others said that his soldiers were the most necessary. So, next thing, who are the most necessary people? There were not one view. Everybody was saying different things. Some said counselors, others said priests, few others chose the doctors. And yet others said that his soldiers were the most necessary people. Now the king again was in dilemma. He couldn't decide what he was going to do. Now coming to the third question. The answer the king got was, some said science, others chose fighting, and yet others religious worship. You remember the third question, children? The third question was, what is the most necessary time to do anything? What is the most important time to do anything? And what did the king get the answer? Some people said science was important. Some others said that fighting was important. And yet others said that religious worship is very important for them. As the answers to his questions were so different, the king was not satisfied and gave no reward. Instead, he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit, who was widely known for his wisdom. So children, as we see that the king didn't get the satisfactory answer to his questions, so what he has done, he has decided that he will not go to anyone now, he will not seek answers to any question, he will give reward to nobody, but now what he decides, he has decided that he will go to a hermit. Now who's a hermit? Hermit is a person who lives alone and leads a simple life. A sage, you can say. You must have heard the word sage. The people who stay in the lonely places, in the woods and in the forest alone, and they meditate there and work and think for the well-being of the people. They are the people who's a person who lives alone and leads a simple life. So children, what did the hermit do? The hermit lived in a wood which he never left. He saw no one but simple people, and so the king put on ordinary clothes. Yes children, we are watching Ramayana these days. You see the hermit, the sages there, Lord Rama going to the sages, taking their blessings. He was going to for his vanvas. And now we can see that the hermit, he was a very important person. He didn't see anybody, only he went to look for he just saw the simple people. Only the simple people came to him, and he didn't pay heed or pay attention to any celebrity or any big person. So what did the king do? The king put on ordinary clothes. Before he reached the hermit's hut, the king left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone. As the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. Let's see, children, the picture. What do you see? There's the king in ordinary clothes. You can see him. And there's the hermit. He's working in his hut, near his hut in the garden. The hermit greeted the king. Come to the first line. He greeted the king and continued digging. The hermit was old and weak, and as he worked, he breathed heavily. So we see that the hermit was working there. He was working very hard, but he was very old and weak. Let's see what the king do. The king went up to the hermit and said, I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer 3 questions. So what are the questions? How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? Who are the people I need most? And what affairs are the most important. The hermit listened to the king, but he did not speak. He went on digging. Now what the king do? He said to him, "You are tired," said the king. "Let me take the spade and work in your place." "Thanks," said the hermit, giving the king his spade. Then he sat down on the ground. And in this page we see the different word, that is affairs. What are the affairs? Means the things that matters, the business, the important things are the affairs. So, thanks, said the hermit, giving the king his spade. Then he sat down on the ground. Let's see what happened. When the king had dug 2 beds. Now beds, what are beds? Beds are the small patches of ground for plants. So, as the hermit was working in the garden and the king was trying to help him, so he had now dug 2 beds. But as the king was not there to dig the beds, he was there to take the answers of his questions. So he stopped and repeated his questions. The hermit gave no answer, but stood up, stretching out his hand for the spade, and said, "Now you rest and let me work." But the king did not give him the spade and continued to dig. So the good deed what the king do was he continued digging. 1 hour passed, then another. The sun went down behind the trees, and at last the king stuck the spade into the ground and said, "I came to you, wise man, for an answer to my questions. If you can give me no answer, tell me so and I'll return home." The king means he was very angry and he just wanted answer to the question, and he said, "This man is not talking to me." So he said plainly to him that, "Sir, if you don't want to answer my question, let me go." And then one thing happened. "Here comes someone running," said the hermit. What did they saw? They saw someone came running to them. So children, this is the part of end. This is end of part 1. Now let us see what we learnt in this chapter. Did you come to know the answer to the questions? No, we didn't, because we have just completed part 1. I'll ask some questions. We'll know the answers of these questions and then we'll move on. Question number 1. Why did the king want to know answers to 3 questions? Yes, this was in the beginning of the chapter itself. Why did the king want to know answers to 3 questions? And the answer is, the king wanted to know the answers to the 3 questions because he thought that he would never fail once he knew the answers to the questions. Why? Why did he want to know the answers? Because he thought that he would never fail in his life. Next question. Messengers were sent throughout the kingdom. There are 4 options. Let us see. To fetch wise man, we have to select any one answer from here. So, to fetch wise man, to find answers to the questions, to look for the wise hermit, to announce a reward for those who could answer the questions. Here we will find that the answer is, messengers were sent throughout the kingdom to announce a reward for those who could answer the questions. Next question. Why was the king advised to go to the magicians? You remember? Some people advised the king to go to the magicians. Yes, the king was told that in order to decide the right time for doing something, it was necessary to look into the future. So since only magicians could do so, he was advised to go to the magicians. Next question. What suggestions were made in answer to the third question? In answer to the third question, some said that the most important thing was science, others said fighting, and yet others chose religious worship. One more question. Did the wise man win the reward? If not, why not? Yes, we did came to know this answer. No, the wise man did not win the reward. As he got very different answers to his questions, the king was not satisfied and therefore he chose not to give the reward to anyone. So finally, we knew that the king decided to go to a famous hermit to know the answer to the three questions, but he did not get the answer to the questions. And when we were at the end of part 1, we found that the king didn't get any answer to the three questions he asked to the hermit. He was quite angry. But at that moment, the hermit told him that somebody was coming, running towards them. Let us move on to the second part to know the answers to the three questions. Yes, beginning of part 1. The king turned round and saw a bearded man running towards them. His hands were pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. Fainted, he lost his consciousness. He fell down to the ground and blood was coming out from his stomach. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. So here we saw that the king and the hermit, they both helped the man who came running and who was wounded. Redressed here, see the meaning here? Dressed again. They once again dressed the wound which was bleeding. The man felt better and asked for something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. By this time, the sun had set and the air was cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. The king, tired by his walk and the work he had done, lay down on the floor and slept through the night. When he awoke, it was several minutes before he could remember. Where he was or who the strange bearded man lying on the bed was. "Forgive me," said the bearded man in a weak voice when he saw that the king was awake. Now the king was very shocked to see that the man he was asking forgiveness to him. He said, "I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you for. You do not know me, but I know you. I am that enemy of yours who swore revenge on you because you put my brother to death and seized my property." So the man, he says that he was on revenge and he seized his property. Seized me, took away the property. "I knew you had gone alone to see hermit and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. But the day passed and you did not return. So I left my hiding place and I came upon your bodyguard, who recognized me and wounded me. I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. I wished to kill you, and you have saved my life." So what did we see here? That the man was asking for forgiveness to the king because he said that you have saved my life. I was here to kill you, but in that place you have saved my life. Now if I live, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me. So here the king's enemy, he's asking for forgiveness. Why? Because the king had done a good job to him, he had done a good deed to him. The king was very happy. Why was the king happy? Because he had made peace with his enemy so easily and to have won him over as a friend. He was not only forgave him, but said he would send his servants and his own doctor to look after him. And he promised to give back the man his property. So after all, friends were made between the king and his enemy. Leaving the wounded man. But you remember, children, why was the king there to the hermit? He wanted answer to the 3 questions. The hermit has still not answered the questions. So leaving the wounded man, the king went out of the hut and looked round for the hermit. Before going away, he wished once more to get answers to his questions. The hermit was on his knees, sowing seeds in the beds that had been dug the day before. The king went up to the hermit and said for the last time, I beg to you, please answer the questions, wise man. And what did the hermit answer? You have already been answered. And the hermit still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. How have I been answered? What do you mean? Do you not see? Replied the hermit. If you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. Then that man would have attacked you, and you would have wished you had stayed with me. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds. And I was the most important man, and to do me good was your most important business. Afterwards, when the men ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him. Because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man. And what you did for him was your most important business. So, the hermit answered the 3 questions in a way. Let's see how he had answered. In the end, he says, remember then, there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act. The most necessary person. So the answers are, the most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment, for no one knows what will happen in future and whether we will meet anyone else. The most important business is to do that person good, because we are sent in this world for that purpose alone. So children, we see that we got the answer to the 3 questions. The king got the answer to the 3 questions, and the questions were, we'll see further what were the questions and what were their answers. I hope you like this story. Now let us see, how did the king and the hermit help the wounded man? Do you remember? When the king and the hermit saw the large wound on the man's stomach, the king washed and covered it with his handkerchief. Since the blood did not stop flowing, he redressed the wound until it stopped bleeding. When the man felt better, he gave fresh water to him. Then with the help of the hermit, he took the wounded man inside and gave him food. So, here we see that how the king and the hermit helped the wounded man. Now the last question, and which is the most important question, what were the hermit's answers to the 3 questions? Write each answer separately. Which answer do you like the most and why? So I hope you know the answers to the 3 questions now. Let us see the answer to the first question. In answer to the first question, the hermit said that there was only one time that is important, and that time is now. It is only the time when one has any power to act. It is in our lives also that which time we get to study, we have to do that work then and there, and that is the most important time, is the present time in which we are living. The hermit answered the second question by saying that the most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment. This is because no one knows what will happen in future and whether we will meet anyone else. So the person you are with, whether it's your family, whether it's your friend, whether it's your teacher, whoever you are with, that person is important to you. And the last answer, the hermit's response to the third question was that the most important thing is to do good for the person one is with. This is because all are sent into this world for that purpose alone. And all the answers are linked to each other and have their own significance. So, doing good to others, doing good to the person you are with, and doing your work at the present time, these are the 3 things which we have learned from this beautiful story by Leo Tolstoy, 3 questions. I hope you liked this story. Further, I have added some vocabulary also. Some words are there with their meanings. You can read them. These slides you can read further. You can learn the meanings of these words, like swore, revenge, seized, made peace with, pitied. You should know the answer to these. You should know the meanings of these difficult words. And thank you, children. That was a very beautiful session from my side. I wanted to explain to you the story. I hope you liked the story. Thank you. See you again.